Hey everyone, checking in on the market. So we had a bearish reaction after hours to Trump and the US's tariff plan. We've got 10% on 200 billion, and then July 1st it goes up to 25%, and retaliatory measures in place if China comes back with anything. The market is responding bearish. We had a daily equilibrium forming on SPY. We broke 290, the double bottom in the last 2 days. That made us confident our lower high was set. Weakness into the end of the day, and now we're seeing the potential setup for a gap down open with after hours trading on this candlestick. So if we're looking at the daily equilibrium on the 4-hour time frame, so we have this after hours action in here, we have our lower high, and it is all about 286.45. That's the most important level this week. If it holds, we have an equilibrium to be watching. If it breaks, we have a change in the daily trend for the first time in 6 weeks. It will be a lower high and then a lower low if that break does occur. I would then be looking at 285.43 as the next level, and there is a gap all the way down at 282.54 to be keeping an eye on, but that's a ways away in my opinion. First things first is just all about 286.71, and we'll see if the bulls are able to maintain that level tomorrow or not. If we do, we'll be looking for the potential of a bounce. We are going to be oversold. The hourly RSI already pretty extreme, and the 4-hour RSI would probably get right around oversold if we did drop down towards that support level. But it's entirely possible we could break this level tomorrow. It depends on how much weakness we see. IWM on the 4-hour chart, continuation with lower highs and lower lows. So the daily chart didn't get much follow through on this bounce. It was clearly the weakest market of the three, not even really getting back to the middle of the range. So it's a lower high and a lower low. The daily trend is changing. Support is 169.33, which broke after hours. So now we're looking down at the next clear level of 165.15. So 165.15 is support on IWM. It is the weakest of the three markets right now. Keep an eye on the biotech sector weakness, as that is a more significant holding in IWM. And just looking at XBI here, it is potentially changing. Here is a good view of it. So we have the high, low, lower high, higher low, and I'm glad I'm looking at this chart because this is the first time I've seen this weekly equilibrium this drawn out. And it's all about 92.51 support. So that's a little bonus. Keep an eye on XBI. QQQ in the tech sector. Lower low about to break after hours. 180.23 is the must-hold level. So odds are that we're going to break that level. And if we do, the daily trend is going to change. It's a lower high and it will be a lower low. Again, the first trend change in 6 weeks. And the weekly time frame, it will be have us looking to 178.12, 174.27. Just got a little news flash here on Fidelity. So we'll see. Meeting tomorrow. Things heating up. So that means volatility. Let's see what the volatility sector is doing. We have a nice equilibrium for the last 6 weeks on VIX with our low, high, higher, low, lower, high. Just formed a higher low. And it's all about 1563 resistance. After hours, we didn't see a whole lot of upside. We did see a strong move, but I would have anticipated that the bulls would see a stronger move than that. And actually, let's see here. Is this including after hours? And it's not. So this does not have after hours on it. Not sure why. But we will expect a gap up open there. So that will have us closer to key resistance of 1563. So that's where we stand on everything. We have the tech sector in the equilibrium, but close to a bear break. There's XLK. XLF has already been showing us weakness. The daily time frame dropped to a lower high and lower low pattern first. We have a potential bear flag again on the daily chart. The bottom line is we're seeing weakness. There's no doubt about that. This is the first weakness we've seen significantly in the past 6 weeks or so. And the question is, how much downside are we going to get from here? And it's all about SPY 286.45 support. If that breaks, we then have a daily lower high, lower low pattern. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow morning. We'll see if the bulls buy the dip at all or if the bears are going to run away with it. In the past, we've seen Trump tariff reactions with bearish reactions during extended hours, gap down opens or lower opens, and then bulls just buying the dip once the bell rings and once real volume comes in. So that's what I'm going to be watching for tomorrow as well. We'll check back in tomorrow after the close. Hope you have a good night.